Okay, so I read an article yesterday online about youth groups and trying to. So we're looking for um, some clubs, youth clubs for my sons to be involved in through summer activities. So, and what they're trying to do is just throw money at people to come up with their own um, youth club ideas, youth group ideas, right? And and they're sort of going about it a bit the wrong way. So I thought I'd give them an hand really. Right? Um, over the last 20 to 30 years, communities have sort of been picked apart really, and separated. There used to be lots of youth groups, lots of activities, um, youth clubs in the villages, activities all throughout summer, right? And then as it's become sort of more centralised and the councils of the town councils and then the governments have sort of centralised everything. Um, the abilities for activities going off in local villages and for communities um, sort of disintegrated a little bit. So I read an article yesterday about people can apply for funding, but there's that much red tape and there's that much paperwork that it puts people off, right? So this is certainly not a representation of who's higher or lower, right? Well, you can't try. Than everybody else, but just for the sake of the perceived hierarchy, right? So we've got the sort of government, yeah, we've got the communities. We can put it this way, okay, my noughts and crosses. Government, communities. And I've done another video on hierarchies. It's good to watch that. So what they're doing is they're trying to manage communities, right? And what they've done is by trying to centralise things and trying to manage them more efficiently, right, in their perception, are actually sort of started to ruin communities and separate people to where the community identity is um, somewhat lost, right? Temporarily, right? Because as most things in the universe, it's like a pulse, right? It goes up and down, maybe not quite as jagged as that. If your pulse is like that, then well, it's into. But things separate and then they come together, and they separate and they come together, they separate and they come together. So we need to start making our way back to giving communities more of their identity and control back, because otherwise it's just going to implode on the government and people are going to get so annoyed. So when you get to civil wars and things like that in the stories of history, let's keep it simple, right? Right. So the government just thinks at the minute they can wave money at people because that's the carrot that they've used for quite some time. And people just jump through all of these hoops. But there's so many opportunities within the community missing out because they make it so tough, right? They say, well, we're giving you all of this opportunity, right? And you're not taking it because it's people, all the online and the paperwork and all of the forms and all of the sort of particular qualifications that, sometimes the simple things work best. So what I'm saying is, instead of just throwing money at people and getting people to jump through all of these hoops, right? Within this middle section, you have a team who specialise in what's needed to set up an activity group, right? a youth club, a summer activity, and what happens is a member of the public, somebody in the community has an idea. Yes, actually, right, I think that I can do this for my community. Right, the kids really enjoy this activity. You know, a really cool idea. And what they do is they just write to this team. They don't have to fill in like 50 forms, right? And it's good on 10 different courses, right? To say that they're an actual human being, right? What they do is they just write an informal letter, piece of communication to this team. What this team then does is pick out the relevant information that they need to fill in these forms. They already have a specific pack, right, that's been actually filtered down, and we've applied some common sense, right? So it's not quite so clinical, right? It's actually, for people, not just for the process of the governmental machine, right? So we have this pack that's actually been made, with some common sense, and then this team fills in the relevant information. They go and see. This is the difference, you see. It's a people thing, right? If you're dealing with people, you need people to deal with people. You can't just throw a process at people and expect it to be engaging, right? And just expect it to form a relationship with the community, right? Processes don't do that. Processes go from there to there with no variation. It's just a pathway, right? So to build a relationship, right, with people, you need people engagement. So this team goes to see the person because there's a team in each area, and they say, right, okay, we've already filled in this based on the letter that you sent us. These are the other bits. What about this, right? And in one visit, they filled in all the details. It's been nice. They've had a cuppa, right? A couple of biscuits. It's been a chat. It's been a positive relationship building experience, right? And then they support, right? This is where it's ongoing because it's the maintenance, right? You don't just do it and then it's finished. It's an ongoing thing. And then this builds. Otherwise, you just apply for some funding. Oh yeah, we'll give you some money, right? And then either motivation or somebody who's trying to do something good, it's a bit of a stumbling block. There's no support. Oh, it's a bit of an effort. And then it sort of falls away. And this is why things become just temporary, right? And young people need a perception of some structure, some longevity, right, to build a pathway in their life through their youth, right, through their experience, being a positive person, being somebody who's engaged in the community and doing other things. If you don't have that, that's why you end up with kids experimenting with drinking drugs and all the other things because they're bored, because there's not the engaging activities. So to put them things in place, right, you need to set up this team, right? So I'll put this video, take some councils, take some governments, right? And if you've got any sense, right, and you actually want to help the young people structure a pathway within their communities and have a positive, engaging relationships and experience of life, you'll do this. Right, if you've got any sense, you just phone me up and say, please come and be president, right? So, CGI. So just stop just throwing money at people, right? just money on its own is nothing but a carrot dangling on a stick, right? But if you can't build a bridge over the river to get to the carrot that's dangling on the stick on the other side, all you're doing is just going, we've got a carrot for you, you can't get it, right? We'll keep it. And that's the sort of selfish behaviour that's really going to bite governments in the arse, really, and not going to do them any good in the long run. So you want to support people, get people inside, actually do some good, start putting some positive activities and structure for the young people, because kids are happy, parents are happy. Parents are happy, house is happy, house is happy, streets happier, streets happier, villages happier, villages happy, towns happy, and it sort of goes like that until the world is a happier and nicer place to exist. Alright, do this.